Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. For the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. For the viewers, thank you for clicking this video. So in today's video guys, we are going to be breaking down the time frames that you need to become profitable in Forex, right? So let's jump straight into it. Now guys, when it comes to the time frames, I'm sure you guys know, the default time frames that we all know is the 1 minute, the 5 minute time frame, the 15-minute time frame, the 30 minutes, the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame, the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, and then the monthly time frame, which is like the king of all time frames, right? And to be fair with you guys, like all time frames, have their own purpose. So, for example, the monthly and the weekly, you could, use that if you're like a really long-term swing trader, right? And when it comes to you being a scalper, then you could use like the 1 minute time frame, the 5 minute time frame, or the 15-minute time frame to become a scalper. But then as a day trader, you could probably want to use like the 1 hour time frame or like the 4 hour time frame, right? But honestly guys, I've been trading for 3 years now, and guys, I've come to the conclusion that you really don't need that many time frames to become profitable. The reason I say this is because guys, like literally the strategy that I use, which is the ICC concepts, the person that did create it, he mainly looked at just the 1 hour time frame, right? And that is valid too, right? But me personally, when it comes to me, the time frames that I use, that I will say that makes me profitable, I would say that makes Forex way easier, is going to be the 5 minute time frame, right? The 5 minute time frame, the 1 hour time frame, and the daily time frame. So basically guys, I only use 3 time frames: to the daily time frame, the 1 hour time frame, and then the 5 minute time frame. And this is mainly because guys, I'm more of a day trader. Like, I will probably swing when the time comes, but mainly I'm a day trader. So basically guys, the daily time frame, I use the daily time frame for like the grand scheme of things, right? So just looking at the whole macro view, just looking at where price is likely going to go. So for example, here we see that price just broke past this resistance at first, this support that it now turned to resistance. So we're probably anticipating a break and retest right under this level here, under this blue zone here. And then if you guys know, in my past videos I've always said this, I always color code my things, right? So the blue represents the daily area of interest, or the daily time frame, and then the white line represents the 1 hour time frame, right? But like basically guys, I use the daily time frame for overall scheme of things. So just looking at the macro view, just looking at where price wants to go overall. So for example here, right, I actually had this markup. So before like this drop, I actually had this markup like this, and as you can see, price did react, came to that zone. And then if you had gone to the 1 hour time frame, then you would have seen the reaction there, which we could probably do right now. So price came to that zone, and then it now dropped here. So the reason it dropped is very simple. If you go to that specific area there, notice that price was creating higher highs and higher lows, and then it created a high here, and then it broke past this previous low, and then it now sold basically, right? But the point is guys, I use the daily time frame for overall scheme of things, just to look at the macro view, and then I use the 1 hour time frame for like following the daily, like following the map like on a day-to-day basis, right? So as you can see, like usually the daily time frame markups, they last for probably 2-3 weeks, but then this kind of markups, like the 1 hour markups, right, they probably last like a week, like, or 2-3 days, depending on the setup and stuff like that. So as you can see right now with JPY, we can probably anticipate a sell from here, to be honest. But me personally, just based on experience, I just feel as though price is likely going to keep buying up, and then maybe reverse, maybe from here or here, right? Likely, because the reason I say this is because since price is coming from that daily zone, it's likely going to have enough momentum to keep buying up, right? And then it might either like reverse either from this blue daily zone, which is likely going to do, right, or it might just like fake out or do whatever it wants to do. But me personally, I am anticipating that price will likely sell all the way down to this area here at 180, right? But just to tie everything together guys, honestly, you only need 3 time frames at least. That is for me, right? So for example, I only use the daily time frame for macro views, then the 1 hour time frame to look at the daily, day-to-day, forex markets basically. And then the 5 minute time frame is usually what I use for my entries, right? So for example, I actually just got a notification to sell, GBP JPY, which is valid because, as you can see, GBP literally is in an area of interest. And not just that too, you can see that GBP literally just gave a shooting star, not a shooting star, they call it, yeah, a shooting star entry. So now basically this is like a real life entry. So how I would enter this trade is very simple. So because I've seen this, shooting star, which is a 1 hour, entry signal, I go to the 5 minute time frame and then look for the first, 5 minute entry. So as you can see, let's see what happened here. So this is the candle that closed right at 9 p.m. and then I probably had to wait for like 10 minutes. So as you can see, this is the next candle here that gave you a nice shooting star. You could probably use this too, but it really depends how you want to do it. But seeing that I'm literally just looking at the price right now, then I'll probably use this. So how I would enter this trade is I would enter right now. And then guys, my stop loss is very simple. So my stop loss, I like to add 4.6 pips, from my original stop. So for example, from here, 4.6 plus 13.3 is 17.9, right? So I have a 17.9 stop loss, something like this. And then this is basically what I'll do. I'll target like a 1 to 2 risk to reward, right? This is basically how it starts. So a 1 to 2 risk to reward. And then usually what I do is when I enter here, I usually wait for price to either like retrace all the way up here. So for example, this simple 1 to 2 risk to reward can easily turn to a 1 to 10 depending on where price comes from, right? So let's assume price does go into a drawdown. It could go all the way up here and then I could enter from the top here and then ride the move all the way down here, right? And then usually guys, this is my stop loss, but like I have like another stop loss like somewhere around here. The reason I say this is because guys, at the end of the day, like your stop on trading will not be hit, but your stops in your prop firm or your MT5 will probably be hit because of spread. So usually I like to like have my stop loss a little bit wider, like let's say maybe four pips above my actual stop loss, right? And then see how price plays out. But basically guys, these are the time frames that you need to become profitable, guys. And then the reason why the 1 hour time frame is, I chose the 1 hour time frame, is very simple, is because guys, like literally the 1 hour time frame just gives you what you need to do, right? So number one, the 1 hour time frame, you basically check the 1 hour time frame every hour versus the 4 hour time frame, right? And also like the moves happen too, right? So for example, yeah, now basically if you follow the 1 hour time frame, right, and follow ICC concept, and if you don't know what the ICC concept is, it's just basically looking at the price like a trending way. So indication, correction, continuation, right? So indication, correction, continuation, indication, correction, continuation, right? And when it comes to like reversals, we wait for price to break the most the previous low. Once it breaks the previous low, then we anticipate price is likely going to reverse for the sell, and then we now look at this. This is basically how I look at the market, right? Something like that. And then let's say price is selling, we're going to wait for price to break the most previous high and close above it. Once it closes, then we anticipate that price is likely going to sell back down and then continue to go back up like this. So this is basically how I look at the markets in a sense. So in this case here, guys, literally guys, all you had to do was literally just follow the 1 hour time frame. So in this case here, you can see that price was creating higher highs and higher lows. So from here, it was buying up, right? This was the previous low here because it has at least 2 solid sell candles, and the price now created a high. It now broke past this low, indicating price is likely going to now like start selling, obviously. But you have to just understand, okay, sure, it's going to start selling, but obviously we're going to look for a correction first, right? Because obviously price gave us the indication, and then the next thing is now the correction. So in this case here, you would have actually caught a correction move, and then that correction was actually a reversal in this sense here, right? So you notice how it came and broke here, and then it did not like continue selling, it actually like continued buying. But then here it now finally broke here, right? And then it literally broke this previous low here, and then once it broke this previous low here, it now sold back up and then continued selling. And then as you can see, it just literally kept on respecting the lows or respecting the highs here, right? So this is basically how I would read the market essentially, right? So, and again, also like if you're going to add like multiple time frames, guys, like it's just going to be too much lines, to be honest with you. Like if I go to the 4 hour time frame right now, I could probably mark up a lot of lines, right, and stuff like that. But me personally, I just want to go with something very simple, and the 1 hour time frame, you know, is very simple. And plus, like, I don't really have to wait for like 4 hours just to see one signal, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you gain a lot from this. I will see you guys later. Peace.